As other types of renewable power generation become cheaper and more widespread, hydropower projects globally are coming under increasing scrutiny. Yet for Turkey, its hydro dams are more than just sources of energy and revenue. Ankara's hydro dam projects are also potent levers of geopolitical pressure. Sounds surprising? Stay with us. We're going to take a look at the story of Turkey's dams in a nutshell. Turkey's southeastern Anatolia project is one of the largest and most controversial dam building programs globally. 22 dams are slated to be constructed along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers near Turkey's borders with Syria and Iraq. The project has attracted the ire of countries across West Asia since its inception because of the impact that it will have on critical water supplies in Turkey's southern neighbors. The Tigris and the Euphrates cut through Syria and Iraq all the way to the Persian Gulf. Thousands of downstream communities in these countries rely on the rivers for irrigation, drinking water, power generation, and transportation. In both Syria and Iraq, water demand along the rivers already outpaces supply. Over decades, Turkey's power and irrigation projects have reduced flows in the Euphrates, polluted its waters, and dried out wetlands to the south. Iraq says that Turkey's dams and hydropower plants have reduced water to Iraq by 80%. In its southernmost regions, Iraq is currently losing around 61,000 acres of arable land a year to desertification. Over the years, the shortages and poor water quality in Iraq have sparked protests. In Baghdad, water levels on the Tigris were so low that locals could wade across it. In the winter of 2018, the marshes experienced a 74% decline in bird populations, a consequence largely of Turkey's dams, compounded by climate change and decades of Iraqi water mismanagement. But in a political context in which water is power, Turkey is not budging on its prerogative to dam what it calls its rivers. Syria has also been directly impacted by Ankara's dam building projects, which have reduced water flows to Syria by an estimated 40%. This has been particularly problematic for Damascus, as water scarcity is more severe in Syria than in either Turkey or Iraq. The long drought that started in 2006 devastated Syria's agriculture and forced large numbers of people into cities. It's also been linked to the social upheaval and unrest a decade ago. By 2011, Syria's total annual water withdrawal as a percentage of internal renewable water resources had reached 160%, compared with 80% in Iraq and 20% in Turkey. Iran has also criticized Turkey's dam building program, claiming that the Ilisu Dam poses a serious environmental threat to Iraq and eventually to Iran by reducing the entry of Tigris water to Iraqi territory by 56%. Countries across West Asia are facing a bleak future of declining rainfall, diminishing ground and surface water supplies, and increasing desertification. Since 1998, the region has faced the worst drought conditions in 900 years. It is home to 10 of 17 countries that are currently facing extremely high water stress. Soaring temperatures across the region are increasing evaporation of surface water, forcing an over-reliance on aquifers and groundwater supplies that are already at risk of overexploitation. Between 2003 and 2010, parts of Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran along the Tigris and Euphrates river basins lost 144 cubic kilometers of total stored freshwater. 60% of that loss was attributed to the pumping of groundwater from underground reservoirs. Given this backdrop, it's alarming that the impact of the Middle East's climatic conditions on water supplies is being exacerbated by dam projects that will worsen the already acute water stress and land degradation that is jeopardizing agriculture across the region. Analysts say Turkey takes a very outdated approach about its international water resource policies. Most countries in international law envision collective approaches to shared waters. But Turkey sees itself as completely sovereign in the management of its rivers and basically does whatever it wants in terms of damming and discharging pollution. Long story short, Turkey refuses to be bound by the international treaties and laws that exist. Thanks for staying with us for another episode. We'll see you next time.